What's going on, my guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Garrett with Game by the Beach. Very excited to be here with you today because we are trying something out to where a couple of people have asked me recently, how is Crystal Mancer? That is today's question. The question of the day. Oh my goodness, they're getting right to the end. Okay, we're alive, going into wave 2, Crystal Mancer. It's gotten so many buffs. It's literally gotten, I don't know exactly, I probably should, but I think it's gotten at least 3 buffs in the last like 4 updates or something like that, other than that one update that just nerfed in Quiz, right? Just only nerfed in Quiz. Crystal Mancer keeps on getting a buff. I love the card. I've said this so many times and I'll say it again. The idea of the card is really cool. We need a card in the game that does what the Crystal Mancer does, which basically is like ramps up on damage to take out bosses really well, and it shoots really fast, so it's like somewhat viable against mini bosses. So I figured, what's a better way? I tried a couple of PvP battles, and they were really ugly. So I was like, you know what? I can't even put out a deck. I can do those videos sometimes to where I'm just like, don't use this card, it's bad. But I feel bad showing these cards off and being like, these cards are bad. So I'd much rather be like, hey, here's a deck with this card that's not meta, and it somewhat works, so try it out for yourself. I like doing those videos. I couldn't even get that going, all right? I tried it in a couple different facets. You know, of course you could put it together with, like, Boreas or like Inquisitor, but then, you know, it's a support unit rather than a damage unit, and there's almost none of those cards in the game to where there's 2 damage units. Maybe like Alchemist Thunderer is a good example of that, but really it still doesn't really work like after wave 2 or 3, right? So I was trying to find a deck that this would work well with, and of course it's like, you know, Summoner, Harlequin, Dryad, you know, put like Chemist in there or something. Like, I was just trying to be like, as many Crystal Mancers on the board as possible, as many support units for increased damage, increased units, increased slow, whatever it might be. When I tell you I couldn't win a game, I could not win a game. It did not work whatsoever, and it pained me inside to show and to play. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to put you guys through that. So we changed it up a little bit, and we're now trying it out in co-op. You can see, which of course I'm not playing right now. That's why I'm able to look at your smiling faces right now on this beautiful morning while we're all enjoying our coffee, right? Which, if you guys are enjoying this video at the moment, make sure that you guys subscribe and check out those memberships that I've been talking about. They're really, really cool. You get to get a different badge that shows up when you comment on YouTube videos as well as on the streams. And you get a bunch of other perks, including your own Discord, your own emojis of my face doing weird faces. Anyway, we're trying this deck out here, which is basically my original co-op deck without Demon Hunter and instead with Crystal Mancer. I was thinking, so like double slow, Bombardier and Cold Mage, with Executioner to take things out. I'm giving him a thumbs up. Okay, I'm giving him a thumbs up, so alright, spam me, please. Chemist is in there. I threw in there, which sometimes was substituted for Banner back in the day, like a month ago, because I don't think Banner would do as much for Crystal Mancer. I also thought about Night Statue maybe being good, but after wave 60, which my goal would basically be get to wave 60 with this deck, right? This is a full free-to-play deck, and my goal would be to get past wave 60, because that's really the tricky stuff, the tricky part, right? If you don't have Demon Hunter, it's really hard to get past 60. Zealot is very easy to get to 60, but very hard to get past 60. So I put Chemist in there because I was thinking maybe that would help in the long run. I don't know. I'm thinking this is pretty close to the best deck you could do with Crystal Mancer being practically your only damage. I also thought maybe I could throw in Reaper. Maybe Reaper and Crystal Mancer would be good, because then it's a balance of taking out waves and taking out bosses. Might be kind of fun, but even with that being said, I don't want to ruin the whole thing right now, but even with that being said, Crystal Mancer doesn't take out bosses all that quickly. You see we're on wave 13, and like, we're fine. You know, he's trying to level stuff up. I'm going to be leveling all my stuff up all together. Daydreamer's helping me out. Shout out to Daydreamer, loyal supporter. he's helping me out here, trying to show off this card. And yeah, let's see how far we can get. Let's see if we can get to wave 60. And if you guys have a free-to-play deck, or you know what, free-to-play is such a weird term because you might be free-to-play and have all the legendaries. It's possible. Let's say, do you guys have a no legendary damage deck that gets you past wave 60? I'm curious. I mean, now we've got the Portal Keeper, who's like one of the best cards in co-op right now. I mean, definitely, right? You need him in your deck for co-op. If you guys haven't checked that video out, check that video out because the new world records and the new deck for co-op is absolutely bonkers. And I do a full breakdown tutorial on how to do it and how to get really far. And it's really something to behold. It's really something cool. So check that video out if you guys haven't seen that yet. But I'd be really curious to see what you guys would say for a free-to-play co-op deck that would work really well. Because, for example, right now, if you guys are relatively new or at lower levels or whatever it might be, my supporter, my guy who's helping me out, my partner here, yes, he's got what, half legendaries? He's got 3 legendaries in his deck. That's such a common deck to run into. Like, if you're doing just randoms on co-op, you'll run into a partner running this deck all the time. So even if you are a person running no legendaries and trying to get far on co-op, just go into your battles with the idea of you're running damage, and I think you're going to find people more often than not just running full support. You might find people also running full damage, but if that's the case, then, you know, they'll probably just stop playing and you'll jump into another game. Like, that's kind of how it goes. So you'll notice, yeah, I got nothing to like merge. I've got nothing to like help me set my board up or anything like that. It's just straight Crystal Mancers. Here's wave 20, taken out. Let's see how fast we take it out. I mean, that was pretty fast, but nothing too crazy. I mean, that was pretty good. I can't fault the Crystal Mancer right there. We've got 5 Crystal Mancers currently, 2 Bombardiers, 2 Executioners, 1 Cold Mage, 1 Chemist. Not necessarily the most optimal setup. I probably benefit from higher ranking or more Crystal Mancers on my board. I was kind of trying to play it. I'm so accustomed now to playing it with like a simple number or like a select number of units on the board that I'm going to stay with, you know, whether it's 3 Demon Hunters, 4 Demon Hunters, 1, 1, 1, 1 of all my support troops or whatever it might be. So I was kind of trying to just get my core Crystal Mancers up nice and ranked up high, and then maybe I can deal with something else, you know, get a couple extra merges, or, you know, in the future worry about that. It's a future me problem. But yeah, it's important because I basically am just doing anything on my board to put out as much damage and take out the waves as easily as possible. So I got double slow, Executioner to finish off bosses, Chemist to increase damage, and Crystal Mancer is my damage unit, and I'm letting him do all the leveling up. So I think if you guys are trying to get past high waves and you're a free-to-play or no legendaries or whatever it might be, this is probably your best strategy. Just put together a deck that would totally own in taking things out. Every single unit helps you take stuff out, rather than having like Dryad in there or having Mime or Priestess or, you know, Portal Keeper or anything like that. Well, now Portal Keeper actually is probably smart, but you know what I'm trying to say. So here we go, wave 25. We just got a maxed Crystal Mancer. You love to see it. We're just waiting on leveling up our units here. We got a level 4 Bombardier, Chemist, as well as a Cold Mage, but we're absolutely chilling, and yeah, still pretty cool. Also, before I forget, we have officially opened up another clan, so if you guys are clanless or looking to join our clan community, well, it's called Beach Bros, okay? Check us out on Discord, message us, trying to fill it up. We got so many members for all 4 or 5 of our other clans that we, you know, due to popular demand, we started a new clan. So check it out. It should be pretty cool. And yeah, if you guys don't have a clan yet, let me know. Find us on Discord. I got links all over the place in the descriptions, all my videos, all my everything. But here we go, wave 28. It'll be interesting to see how we fare against wave 30 for Bedlam. And, I mean, we should be pretty good. I think we're taking things out pretty steadily. And, you know, the only reason we have Bombardier in there is pretty much, well, I shouldn't say just Bedlam, but it's just for the bosses, okay? You got to have Bombardier in there when you're playing co-op because it stuns the bosses so they don't fire on you, and it makes everything so much easier. Maybe you don't need Executioner. I'll tell you right now, it helps out, okay? So at the end of the day, when you check the statistics and the analysis, it doesn't always look like Executioner does a ton. I say this all the time in PvP, that it just doesn't look like Executioner is worth it to play. But in co-op, it does help out a bunch, okay? Because it finishes it off. So let's see where it finishes it off. We're at 500, 400, 300. It took it out at 150. So it just did 150k. It didn't do anything else, but it took out 150k Bedlam right there, to where if you didn't have that in your deck, Bedlam may have fired. It may have fired and switched everybody around, but for that instant execution, it didn't even give it a shot. So it's definitely worth to put that in there. Cold Mage is also useful to put in there. I'll just like break down why every card's in there. Cold Mage is also in there because, you guessed it, it slows everything down. Okay, so if you're ever at a point where you're kind of struggling to take people out, it just gives you that extra time, slows everybody down. One Cold Mage at max level, as you can see, it'll freeze everybody that we come in contact with. As soon as we're able to attack a unit, Cold Mage will hit that unit and slow that unit and slow everybody. Okay, that's why I have Cold Mage in there rather than Frost. I still get that question a good amount. Big difference between that is Cold Mage fires on the first unit every single time, to where Frost will cover the whole board, but only periodically. So when a boss comes, Frost doesn't fire right away. Frost will just continue to do its time frame and then fire. So you could have a really speedy boss for a little while until Frost fires, and that's kind of not optimal. That's not exactly what you want. You want Cold Mage to fire right away and slow that down as soon as you can. Okay, but here we are, wave 34. We're still pushing. I mean, I feel like we're going pretty good. You can see the Executioners going in right there. We got 2. We probably don't need 2. I'm sure we would be in a better spot if we had more Crystal Mancers on our board. But this is what we got right now. So we're trying our utmost. He could continue firing shamans at me or not. It's not really going to matter. With this goal in mind of getting past wave 60, or 61 really it is, you don't really need to save your shamans. You don't need to really have a ton of mana. But at the same time, I don't know. It goes both ways. It goes both ways because I don't know. I'm still curious. If you're doing a free-to-play deck, maybe it's even more beneficial to have the other person run something, whether it's an extra slow unit, an extra damage unit. Maybe, you know, when I do my gold farming deck, my support deck has Demonologist to give my partner mana, as well as I have Reaper in that deck to just take out some of the waves a little bit quicker. Maybe that would be worthwhile, because that wave 61 is when Bannerlord comes, so Reaper's actually really good. But I don't know exactly what's worthwhile. Let me know. I'm really curious to see in the comments if you guys have a free-to-play deck that gets past wave 61. But hey, I was gonna emote, and there it is. Okay, we got a Dryad right there. I don't know why I'm emoting, just for the fun of it, I guess. Now I'm telling him to stop spamming shamans, just because, hey, let's have him build up some mana, just in case. And I'm going to hit him with another, right? But we should be still pretty good. Hit him with a good game. He's hit me with thumbs up. Wave 38, and we're only using Crystal Mancers. I mean, it's kind of a victory. That's kind of a victory. You could definitely have other things in this deck, you know? Like I said, Reaper, you know, maybe Boreas in this deck. Zealot, yeah, certainly Zealot might help. It's just like if you're running 2 damage units, you're just kind of splitting up the damage. So wouldn't it be more useful to just have all Zealots, or all Boreases, or all Crystal Mancers? I mean, what's kind of the point of splitting the damage? Don't really have that answer for you. Maybe at this point I should be spamming my board, but at the same time, we know Tribunal's coming at wave 50. So we need to make sure that our board is kind of tight-knit to where there's not so many units, so I don't lose so many units. All right, the fewer units I have on my board. Here we go. Trainer's down, going up against Warlock. We're trying to take it out as quick as we can. It is 2 mil. Look at us, and we did take it out right there. 400,000 the Executioner took out. Pretty useful, right? It takes it out in big chunks. But that was not a very fast kill, right? I mean, Warlock took a while to die right there. So that's not a good sign, all right? Wave 50 is Tribunal. Wave 60 is Puppeteer. What do you guys think? How far are we going to get in this wave of co-op? Do you think we can beat Wave 60? What do you think? Any ideas? What wave do you think we're going to get to? I mean, the waves look pretty good. Wave 41, we're chilling. Like, none of them are even at the middle of our board, so we're still going. Hey, maybe this is the new world record deck, right? World record free-to-play deck? No, it's not. This video, as you can see, is not 9 hours long. It's only, whatever it is, 25 minutes long, 30 minutes long, or whatever it is. But, I mean, hey, we're doing good. His board, I love playing support. I think I like playing support better than playing damage, simply because I can just spam out a bunch of cauldrons and then sit there and just watch my mana grow. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. His board looks great. For so much mana, he's got a rank 6, 3 rank 5s, 2 rank 3s, a rank 4, and 5 rank 1 cauldrons. That's pretty beautiful. That's pretty beautiful. Like, imagine if those were all Inquizzes, or those were all Engineers. Yeah, if those were all Engineers, too, I mean, it'd be pretty good. I mean, Engineer. What do we think about Engineer in co-op? If you can have Engineer in there, and they're all, like, super high ranking... I'm trying to think, because you'd still need... That's the only problem, right? Is all these units, like Zealot, Crystal Mancer, Engineer, you need, like, your whole board full to output enough damage to just keep taking out waves. To where, if you were playing Demon Hunter, you need 3, you need 4, like... And then you can fill your board with the rest of the stuff you need. Cold Mage, Bombardier, Chemist, right? But if you're running Engineer... You don't have slots on your board to put all these extra support units to help out the Engineers, because you need those slots to fill with Engineers. So I'd be really curious. It would be really, really curious to see what you guys think. Wave 45, having a little bit of trouble. I'm dropping my trainer right in the beginning just to try and buff that attack speed here. But already they're starting to get a little bit further. It's a good thing we got 2 Bombardiers. We're trying to hold off as much as we can. And looks like we're going to be fine. But man, you can see wave 45, and we're literally having trouble. Like, that mini-boss did not want to go down. 45 is not where you should be struggling. It's really not where you should be struggling, but we are, for whatever reason. So let's see. Let's see. Wave 46, we're still chilling. See, at that point, maybe I should have just been like, okay... Clearly, this isn't going according to plan. Maybe we should spam our board and try to get as many Crystal Mances as we can. But at the same time, we got wave 50 coming up, and I don't want to spam my board. So it's that really tough, you know, dilemma right there. Do I try and make sure I make it to wave 50? Or do I wait and assume that I'm going to make it to wave 50 and then spam my board? And is it even worth to, at that point, spam my board? These are questions that I ask myself when I'm playing this game on the couch. Which I don't have, you know, if I was streaming, you guys would tell me. But clearly I didn't have the answer at the time. But now we're starting to have a little bit easier of a time, okay? So we honestly might have more difficulty on the 5 waves, right? Every 45, 55, because the mini-boss with all the minions is a little bit more difficult than all the rest of the waves that are just minions, and you can just slowly chip away at them and take them out, and Executioner's doing work, right? And then every 0 wave is bosses, to where Crystal Mancer should shine against bosses. So maybe that's what it is, right? Maybe we shouldn't panic. Maybe at wave 45, 55, Crystal Mancer's going to have the hardest time, but we will get through it. And then everything else just might take some time, but we should be okay. As long as the bosses aren't coming down, messing us up over and over and over again, because that's a problem. But wave 49, we're right before wave 50. As you guys know, wave 50 happens. Tribunal's going to level me down, and then I'm going to give him a thumbs up, and he's going to spam me away with all the shamans in the world, trying to level me all the way back up to as high as we can. But it's not like the difference between rank 5 and rank 7 for Crystal Mancer is that massive like a Demon Hunter is, right? It's crucial that you have a Demon Hunter at max, but Crystal Mancer, it's not super important. So, so here we go. Wave 50. All right. I'm going to drop my trainer as soon as I can. Oh, he's already leveled me up. Okay. We still... Oh, it took out my other Crystal Mancer. My level 1 Crystal Mancer that never got hit just got taken out. But, like, we got that first one down to a mill. Not too shabby right there, to be honest. I'm hitting him with a thumbs up just to make sure that he knows to spam me. Because this is it, pretty much. And look at the Executioner. Executioner just took both of them out with over 900k. Okay, so... Definitely useful. Definitely useful. And that's why I always say, like... Executioner is doing its job during bosses. Mostly, you'll see it during waves as well, but most, when it gets the highest amount of damage dealt, is from bosses. And there's so many fewer bosses than all the mini-bosses and regular minions, that at the end of the game, when you look at the statistics, the damage just isn't there. It's not there for most of the waves. It's there to finish off bosses for the most part. So the damage just, it doesn't look that good, but it is pretty useful. So if you don't know what to throw in your deck, Executioner is worthwhile. Wave 52, we've got it in our sights, boys. Wave 60, here we come. Come on, baby, a full free-to-play, no legendary deck. Trying to go for wave not 160. Yeah, I wish it was 160. Wave 60 and beyond. So the big thing is, if we can take out Wave 61 convincingly, okay, Wave 61 is the Bannerlord, like I've said. If we can take it out convincingly with this free-to-play deck, we should be pretty good to just keep on going, okay? Because then Bannerlord comes every 2 rounds, every 2 waves. Then the bosses come every 2 waves, okay? If we've made it through all those bosses, and now have made it through at least one Bannerlord, we should be pretty set to just keep on continuing. The logic is sound. The reality may not reflect the logic, but you know, I think it makes sense, right? So most decks that are free to play, or if you're running Zealot or running whatever, you can't make it through the first Bannerlord. And if you can't make it through the first Bannerlord, you're certainly not going to make it through the second Bannerlord. So you just lose. So it's pretty much just setting up your board so that you can A, take out all the bosses, and B, actually take out Bannerlord, and then continue taking out Bannerlord. So, Wave 54, we know that Wave 55 is going to be troublesome, more troublesome than Tribunal was, because actually Tribunal, we took it out relatively good, and we've only got 4 Crystal Mancers. So, maybe I should have spammed my board now, but I wanted him to level all my stuff back up, but everything's pretty leveled up, so maybe I should be spamming my board. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, if I should be trying to get more Crystal Mancers on my board. I only have 5 spots, so I just have visions of me getting like one Chemist, 1 Bombardier, 1 Cold Mage, 1 Executioner, combining out, and then having like level 2s of those things and not Crystal Mancers, which they're just not going to do anything. Maybe there's not a negative effect, but it's not going to help out. So here we go. I'm using my trainer. Wave 55, seriously, is something that we have to try and take out, and it's going to be a little bit troublesome. They're not, and no more units are coming, so that's good. We're taking them out. We're stopping them at the bridge, but there is a bunch of units. Come on, baby. He's using his trainer right there. Maybe we can get back to my trainer. That would be pretty good. I don't know what we're hitting exactly, but holy smokes, they're starting to creep. Come on, Executioner. There's a bunch of units there. Took that out. Come on, take that out. Take that out. We got a 2.8 to go through. Executioner, what's it going to do? We got 800,000. We got a 4.4. We got another trainer if we need it, so it looks like we're going to be fine. He's hit me with a thumbs up. He likes it. 1.8, 1.5, 800, taken out by 800. If you don't know, Executioner goes by percentage of health of the boss. That's why some of the bosses it's taking out like 900,000, and some of the bosses it's taking out like 20,000 if it's a mini boss, you know. But we made it through Wave 55, so we're still going. We're still hanging out. We're trying our best. Cold Mage is the MVP right now, honestly. If we didn't have Cold Mage in this deck, it would be over already. Maybe Jay could substitute. If you guys haven't seen how Jay works with the cold effect, check that out in my one of my last videos too with the co-op. But look at this, Wave 56, and they're getting pretty far. I'm so sketched out. We are now midway through Wave 57, hitting with the Mallard. Still chugging along, fellas. Still chugging along. Wave 57, it's just sketching me out how far they are legitimately going on our board when they're normal waves and they're not even Bannerlords. This is where it looks kind of ugly, right? I think the problem is, A, Crystal Mancer doesn't ramp up enough, and B, it's not based off of percentage. Like, Demon Hunter works so well because it's like percentage, so it does like 1,000,000 damage per hit, or like if it's really high, it does like 500 million damage per hit. Like, legitimately, it just keeps on, right? So Crystal Mancer is always starting at a certain damage, and then it just progresses normally every single time. So when we're going up against a billion monster, you're never going to be able to take it out with Crystal Mancer. But here we are, wave 58. We got Puppeteer coming up in 2 waves, which is wave 60. As long as we can make it there, look how far they're going. Relax. Oh, man. If they're making it to the wood entrance, I don't know what that is, the gate. Goodness me, it's too far. It's too much for my little heart to handle. Relax. You know what I mean? Like, chill, dude. Wave 59. Let's make sure we take it out. We're now making it to wave 60. If I don't jinx it, knock on wood. Wave 60 with Crystal Mancer and Crystal Mancer only on damage. That's a feat. I mean, right there. Give it up. Give it up for Crystal Mancer. Back to the video, bruh. Look how far. Stop. 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 It was too early. The celebration was too early. Wave 59. I did hit my trainer, but it didn't go down. But if the fact that we're losing in a wave 59, it's just a random wave before Puppeteer. That's not a very good omen for Crystal Mancer. So if you guys had to ask me yay or nay on Crystal Mancer, I would say nay, nay, no. Don't put it in your, people have said that it works really well with like Hex. Let me know what you guys think. All right. I don't think Crystal Mancer is it, Chief. I don't think that it's going to be taking you to the promised land. Maybe you can get it over 60. It doesn't sound like it's really worth it. I think there's just better cards out there, hopefully, that you also have access to. But that's going to be the end of this YouTube video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you guys out in tomorrow's video.